can I share with you some other lunacy? Because I honestly don't know what the fuck is going on in this clip. And pardon me, but this is Roseanne and her son. And Roseanne's, I guess, letting her gray through. And there's stacks of money here. I don't know why. And it's there's 2 ways to get rich with Roseanne Barr. So we can all learn how to do this. You know, obviously, it's a good time to be rich because your taxes will be cut to almost nothing, I suppose, under the Trump administration if you're rich. So this would be the time to do it. Sure. There's 2 ways to do it, though. Let's find out.
When this terrorist, so I know you know now. You didn't know earlier when we talked.
Motherfucker's wearing an Orwell shirt. Fuck these guys. I'm so tired of this 1984 bullshit. It's so lazy.
With this terrorist attack in New Orleans, which is horrific, like all terrorist attacks. We'll get to Fort Bragg in a second. I made a joke on Twitter, like, oh, he had an ISIS flag, right? I was like, wait till they blame the Jews. Thought that would be funny. Of course, they started blaming the Jews, right?
Who's they? And who started blaming the Jews about the dude in New Orleans?
And I'm talking about the right. I'm talking about MAGA people that I talked to on Twitter. It's almost possible now. So there has been an infiltration.
They really primed them, man. They primed them with some.
Well, Candace.
Oh, by the way, yeah, he's saying that MAGA started blaming Jews. That's what made her.
The right. I'm talking about MAGA people that I talked to on Twitter. It's almost possible now. So there has been an infiltration.
They really primed them, man. They primed them with some.
Well, Candace, people like Candace, and again, he's
talking about Candace Owens, who's just full on like the Jews are behind everything now.
I'll let you take this.
And Hitler had a point. That's Candace Owens. It's amazing. And obviously it gets played up a lot because she's black, and so the idea is that like, well, if a black lady's saying it, it kind of must be true because where's her self-interest in supporting Hitler? I don't know. Ask Nick Cannon.
I want to say this real quick. I talk about it all the time. I call it like first level conspiracy. Like when you start going, oh my God, Jews run shit. Like that's true, but that's like first level.
It's true that Jews run shit.
Well, that's like when you get to the Illuminati, like you go to the Masons and you're like, oh my God, I think there's more to it. But it takes.
I'm a Mason. What do you mean there's more to it?
Years when you get deeper and deeper and you see, and then your mind gets blown.
I'm not Jewish though. I guess maybe that's the thing. Maybe you have to be both to get the special coded ring or something like that.
Every time, right? If you're just at the Jews, you're just getting started on this. And I'm proud that you're looking into stuff. I'm proud that you're researching. My buddies on the right, like it's.
I'm proud that you found your way to blaming the Jews for everything, because that's when you know you're at the starting line.
Cool that you're linking stuff. I'm not.
It's cool that you're linking stuff to the Jews. What?
I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh, everything's anti-Semitic. Fuck you, because there's a lot of truth to it. But this is first level. It's like you're looking at the pawns or the foot soldiers in the war, and
yes, the Jews run everything, but they're really just the pawns of who?
We always talk about Switzerland or the.
Yeah, we do. We do. We don't want to, but we always talk about Switzerland. Sure.
Black nobility like we had with Sam Tripoli. Like there's different levels. If you're just stuck at the Jews, you should be kind of embarrassed, honestly, because it's cool that you're open.
Not you shouldn't be embarrassed because you're an anti-Semitic sociopath. Because you're just like, it's like being a freshman.
And you're looking, but you
yes, Lizard Bob is totally David Icke shit.
Stopped. And if you stopped,
the ones at the top though, they do want to get rid of the Jews.
Well, of course.
Well, of course. I mean, that's you get rid of the foot soldiers when you're all done, and then you pull the ladder up after yourself. I guess.
The ones at the top.
Yes, both of them are Jewish. Somebody in the chat was asking if Roseanne's Jewish, and so is her son. Yeah,
it's their number one thing they want.
Of course,
because they don't want to get they don't like Christians so much neither, but they really don't want.
There's a lot
Jews.
more Christians. They have to get rid of a billion. Jews are easier to get rid of, and also it's like a
it's like the low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? It's like when you start the conspiracy, the Jews are right there, and then if you're going to wipe out, you're going to depopulate the planet. You start with the small ethnic groups.
Patsy, you always set up your patsy, and then you kill them. You have Jack Ruby shoot him in the gut. That's what they're going to try to do to the Jewish people. We know this, and we
do. Yeah, it's just they. Exactly right, Vincent Owens. in the chat room. Just they. Just, by the way, who's they? Only they know who is them.
Infiltration within the right is really terrifying because you think right.
If you are in any way involved in the genocide, Israel is killing children on purpose. Groove Dragon, no. And also, there are Arab Israelis.
wing
people that have been through MAGA and with us.
I know. That's why I love that Candace brought out. I love that Candace brought out the USS Liberty, and look how they gobble the shit on that. Look how they gobbled this bullshit on that.
Wasn't that true though? Wasn't Israel behind the Liberty or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. You tell me. And then we got.
She just said like you gobbled it up like it was fake or something.
Well, let's look into it. Let's look into why. Why does Biden?
Also, I don't know at what point we're going to get into there are two ways to be rich.
Make American tax dollars go to buying weapons for Hamas to kill Jews with pay per slay through the UN. Why does he do that?
He doesn't.
And why do they have?
Oh, you mean because the UN put in water pipes and Hamas dug up the water pipes and made rockets out of them, that this was the pay for slay? This is because we should have just let them, I don't know, die of dehydration?
Bibi Netanyahu on their same side, and he always gives up at the fucking end. Why is that?
Why? You tell me. It's your podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, your own son doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about, lady.
Hear this.
Here it comes. I don't know.
Why is it against international law for me to pray at my holiest religious iconographic site on earth? Why can't I pray at my holy place? I don't tell you, you can't circle your black cube 7 times. They're in Mecca. That would be what an imperialist would do. An imperialist would say you can't pray at your holiest site, and you are imperialists. And everybody knows it. And those who don't know it don't matter.
I don't, honestly, I don't know if she's talking to Muslims or she thinks that Biden, because he's Catholic, doesn't.
But wait, why is the USS Liberty? Did Israel do that?
Because the USS Liberty was not clearly marked as an American vessel, for one thing, because it was during a war.
Oh, I thought it was like an honest false. Like I thought Israel did like a burning of the Reichstag on the Liberty. You think it was an
Oh, shit.
accident?
Yeah, that's the USS Liberty was. It was a Reichstag fire, dummy. Sure. And just bring it up out of oh, you know what? This is their clip. I didn't pull it.
I thought they did this to kind of garner support. I don't.
There have always been people in this State Department of the United States who don't think that there should be any living Jews in the Levant.
Right.
Always? You mean the evangelical Christians who think Israel only exists so you can box all the Jews in there so Jesus can come back and kill them all at Armageddon? So that, I mean, those folks, the ones that try to sneak a nuke into the fucking Temple Mount so that they could blow it up to kind of call God's bluff?
Let alone Europe.
But Israel, you said why? I'm asking why were they behind the USS Liberty, in your opinion? It was an accident?
Israel shot down. Israel attacked a spy boat. Mm-hmm. And they want to hide behind everything that it was doing.
Sure. I don't even know why of course, they shot down a spy boat because they wanted to be behind everything that it was doing.
Where they actually have all the they have the testimony. It's there, so, they can
Yeah.
lie about it all they want, but
Yeah, I mean, it's all there.
they have the conversations between the pilots and everybody.
Everybody, wow. No wonder they shot at a boat that they were on the phone the whole time. Fly the damn plane.
And the guys on the boat and everybody saying,
Obviously they're calling the people on the boat to tell them they're going to bomb them, and they made a mistake, but it was an honest mistake that they did on purpose, which wasn't an accident.
should, warning to come no further because they were in a war. And, it comes out later that perhaps the USS Liberty was spying for Egypt against Israel.
Oh,
Put that in your little brain.
Wow. Oh, that's what I was. So, yeah. So during the USS Liberty, shit. Oh, God. Oh, somebody's asking about the Jack Smith report. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow on the morning show, just so you know. Because I do clips in the afternoon, but tomorrow we're going to talk about the report itself. I'm pulling pieces from that. Good stuff. I mean, nothing that we don't know because you guys have been watching my show for a while, but yeah.
And think about it because, of course, we know that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We know that. I don't have to tell you guys. We know.
So it was not a false flag, in your opinion, by Israel to guard.
False flag.
That's the belief. That's what Candace is talking about, and a lot of the right wingers, like
She's
Israel.
saying it was a false flag.
Well, they say Israel attacked a U.S. ship and then claimed that it wasn't them, and then it was like, "Hey, help us out. We need money. Look, you're under attack by whoever." And that's like the burning of the Reichstag.
That's not a false flag. That's not strictly speaking a false flag. It's a subversive attack. You're attacking an American ship and then blaming it on somebody else isn't a false flag. That's just, I don't know. It's a diversionary tactic, but it's not technically a false flag.
I mean,
No,
I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't.
Oh, but believe me, we know you don't know. We know she doesn't know. We know you don't know. We know what you don't know. Don't worry.
I do know, and it's actually fact. So I do know.
Yeah, dummy. What?
Okay.
And the thing is, it's Israel said we made a mistake, obviously, but it wasn't
Obvious.
clearly marked.
Clearly.
And they paid like a lot of millions of dollars to survivors' families to apologize for friendly fire. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They always say false flag when they.
Yeah, it would. If it was a friendly fire situation, that wouldn't be a false flag because you couldn't blame it on anybody else and stuff. So basically, what you're saying is Candace Owens is an asshole.
They made friendly fire a lot of times
Yeah. Conspiracy.
because they're
theory.
all full of shit. And
Fucking, you know what I mean? Totally.
all they want is, they want that fucking oil for the fucking queen. They want that fucking.
Sorry. Oil for the queen. Is this some sort of like alien hive thing? Oil for the queen. I almost had a grip on what the fuck she was kind of trying to say, and then
Oil. They don't give a shit how they have to get it.
yeah, the oil in Israel and Egypt. All the oil from Egypt. Egypt being big with oil.
Well, what is the infiltration into the right that's now like?
Oh, I know this one. They actually hate the Jews for real.
Kind of, what's the word? Nazi. I mean, it's kind of like, I know that a lot of people already assume right wingers are Nazi. I've never seen that,
Really?
but I'm starting to see a little. But I've seen on the left too. To be fair,
Oh yeah. Have you seen a lot of left wing Nazis?
there is this kind of movement, and it's not just anti-Jew. It's something going on that's a little scary that I'm starting to see, and it seems like an infiltration. I think it's personally.
It's an infiltration. So, anti-Jew infiltrators are wrecking MAGA now? Is that where we are?
It's the Muslim Brotherhood. I think it's paid.
Ah,
I think it's mind control. I think
I see. So there's like an MK Ultra of left-wing Nazis who are part of the Muslim Brotherhood that are sneaking into MAGA via a young black lady. Cool. All right. It took me a minute, but now I get it. Now I'm with you. Hey, what?
Fort Bragg's involved. I'm not surprised it was a guy that was a Islamic fundamentalist from Texas that drove through New Orleans. I mean, we see the shit.
Yeah, they're just breeding them. You know, they create kids in labs through torture and.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, I was. My bad. I was using like Earth One logic. This guy was bred. All right, they're breeding them in labs. Now it took me 7.5 minutes to get to they made this dude in a fucking test tube. So that's what we're saying. That's where we're going with this shit. My fucking God. Back up.
They're just breeding them. You know, they create kids in labs through torture and.
Sorry. Do they torture the scientists, or or are these whoever they're using to procreate to create these kids can only get a boner if they're being whipped? What's happening? What?
Mind control to, put on any hat and act like whatever they want him to act like.
I don't know. What do I want him to? I mean, what? I have. If there's, it's the. Ouch! My brain hurts.
And to do anything they're told.
Well, I mean, obviously, I guess you develop a taste for it after a while.
You don't.
And
think
that's how it works. That's how it fucking works.
Clearly, it's how it works. Yeah, of course.
You don't think he's like Islamic fundamentalist?
No, dude was made in a test tube. He was spanked into existence by anti-Semitic members of the Muslim Brotherhood leftists who've snuck into MAGA and are pretending to be a pretty black lady. Keep up.
I know that's what they use Gaza for. I know in their yank that
In our what? Sorry, are we still on the tortured way of making children? Because don't yank too hard.
the whole fucking leftist NGO Switzerland home of the devil. I know that they
You know what? I don't even need you to fill in the details. I can see you thinking of some. I can see you going, how am I going to... Don't bother. Don't feel like you have to fill in the gaps at all. We're good. All I need is a spattering of words that make no sense, tenuously tied together with loose, floppy paranoia. That's all I need. I don't need you to fill in the gaps. As a matter of fact, I feel like if you spell it out too much, it takes out some of the fun mystery of it, you know? Because there's no way it's going to be one of these situations where we're like doing a superhero movie and they change the canon and everybody's going to go, wait a minute, he wasn't the Joker the whole time? The guy he was in the cell with is the actual Joker? This is bullshit, right?
control every penny on earth.
Every penny. So just American currency. Okay, and only in 1 cent denominations. All right, well, there aren't that many of those.
Through the Bank
As long as they don't control the $100 bills.
of International Settlements. And,
Through the Bank of International Settlements.
you know, they thought they had a real good setup there. They could just cash in on first, you know, use anti-Semitism because it always works because they invented those religions to help them as a backup for it.
Anti-Semitism couldn't stand on its own unless it had counterbalancing monotheistic religions. Like you couldn't just do it with paganism. You couldn't have, I guess, pagans are too accepting. You know, polytheism, you know, is way too accepting. You got to have a counter monotheistic religion, sure. So the Ahura Mazda crowd from Persia didn't. They didn't have a part in this at all, or. Ugh.
Because that's how it always works. You got to,
Yeah, it always works.
like, there's two ways you get rich. One is you actually make something of yourself
Sure, absolutely. Prostitution. Uh-huh.
and earn it. And two, you steal it from the Jews.
That seems kind of limiting, I gotta say. um, sorry. What? Sorry. Run that by me again. How many of these? How
Because
many?
it always works because they invented those religions to help
Sure.
as a backup for it.
As a backup, yeah. And
Because
then
that's
what?
how it always works. You got to, like, there's two ways you get rich.
2 ways to make money. You got it.
Rich.
One.
One is you actually make something of yourself
Uh huh.
and earn it. And two, you steal it from the Jews.
Which one is preferable, though? Is what I want to know.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows that. There's only 2 ways to make money in this world: meritocracy or steal it from the Jews. Okay. That's it. That's bam, out.